work on any ETL project, extraction, transformation, loading. What do you mean by extraction, transformation, loading? See, for example, Power BI, Tableau, you take any reporting tool, it falls under business intelligence. There is a term called business intelligence. Okay, business intelligence. Okay, in this, there are two streams. One is the ETL, the other one is reporting. So what is ETL? ETL stands for extract, transform, load. That is what ETL is all about. Okay. And see, this is nothing but you are cleaning the data. In simple, you need to pull the data. The data is not available in a single place in the real world scenario. Okay. Remember that. Okay. And the data is available in different sources and the format of the files are different. Sometimes it will be the data is available in tables. Sometimes it will be available in Excel file and so on. You need to pull those data to your Power BI desktop and then do the cleaning and then data pre-processing and then you load the data. Okay. Before you do all the things, once you pull the data or once you load the data into your Power BI desktop, we do the data profiling. And then what we do is, in case any problem with the data, we are going to address it. Like I said, let's say you have a state column, the state column, this for the same state, they have used a different naming standard, right? So there is an inconsistency, you need to address it. That is also called as a transformation. And apart from that, deduplication, removing the duplicate records from the data set and then assign the relevant data types. Sometimes wrong data type will be assigned. For example, in the case of sales, since we had a dollar value mixed with the numeric value, it is considered as a text data type, right? So hence you need to address this issue. You need to you need to format the columns with the appropriate data types and then filter the data, selecting only specific rows or columns. So this one will definitely improve your report performance. If I have 1 million records or 10 million records, we don't need all the 10 million records, right? And if I have 100 columns, we don't need all the 100 columns for my report. For my report, whatever the number of records or columns are required, you select it in that way, your report performance will be good. So hence you do filtering, right? So to do this, you do filtering and splitting. Sometimes, right, multiple values get stored in multiple column values called stored in a single column. In that case, you need to split it into multiple columns. Single column, you need to split it into more than one column. Okay. For example, I have a column called country, something like that. Okay. But country, actually, the country name should be there. Along with that, the state name is also there. For example, I have New York. This is USA, right? United States. And next to that, New York is there. Okay. The United States is the country name, but this is state name, right? Ideally, this one should be available in a country column. This one should be available in a column. Sorry, state column, right? Hence, you need another column called state. The state, the New York should go here. The country column only, the United States should be there. United States should be there. Okay. So in that kind of situation, you need to split the column. Sometimes what will happen, customer name, the first name, middle name, last name, everything will be a single column. Sometimes, right, there are customers, they'll ask you to split this column into more than one column. So in US, they follow this standard. First name, last name, middle name. Okay, they use something called middle name also. Okay. So in that kind of situation also, you need to do splitting and then you need to do joining also. The other transformation, joining data from multiple data sources. Okay. So not all the time you append the data. Sometimes what will happen is you need to do left outer join, right outer join with the multiple files. Okay, you need to, while combining it, you need to do left outer join, right outer join, all this. In the interview, when they ask, apart from this, there's something called cleaning, right? So cleaning or deduplicate. So this is called encoding or cleaning. Okay. Sometimes what will happen in my column, I have something called male. So let's say management wants to replace all the male by 0, all the female by 1. Let's do that way. Okay. So you need to, this is called encoding. Sometimes the opposite. So the business users not able to understand, replace all the 0 by male, replace all the 1 by female. Okay. Something like that. Okay. So you need to do, this is called encoding. In the interview, when they ask you, what are the, as part of ETL, what are the tasks that you perform? Guys, you remember that they will not ask only about reporting. They will ask you what is ETL, to them extract. So as part of data transfer, what are the steps, what are the tasks that you carried out? We did some kind of encoding. Okay. For example, in the gender column, we have some 0 and 1s, and our management wants us to replace, replace a 1 by, let's say, 1 by male, and female 0 by female explicitly, and then do deduplicate, remove the duplicate records. In case any duplicate records, you remove it. That is called deduplication. And then we did some kind of formatting. What do you mean by formatting? Tell them data type. We assign the correct data type, all the things. Okay. And then filtering, and with the filtering, splitting, joining. Okay. You can tell all the things. This is a very common transformation that we perform in any ETL or reporting projects. Okay. Next, we will see how we can work with the Power Query Editor. Power Query Editor provides a lot of options in order to do all kind of data transformation, missing values. First of all, we need to find out whether we have the missing values in our data set or not. We need to figure it out, right? Next one is appending the data. Is there any way that I can append the data? Let's say I have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 data is available in 4 different files. Is there any way I can combine all the 4 weeks data to a single file so that I can generate a monthly report with that single file? Because that single file, if I combine all the 4 weeks data, that will become a 1 month data. So that is when you do the append. Identify and remove duplicate, filter rows, conditional columns. Based on some condition, you are going to create a new column. Okay, this we'll see it little later. Okay, and apart from the duplicate records, how do I find out the duplicate records? How do I remove the duplicate records? And then date formatting, in creating new columns, column from examples. These are the data transformations. You can tell them at the time of interview. Merge columns. Sometimes we don't want to have the data stored in multiple columns. Instead, I want to combine them into single column. And remove unwanted columns. Okay, assign relevant data types, split values, merge, append, yeah, index column. These are the things we are going to these are the common transformations that we will be doing it as part of Power Query Editor. I'll just go to the, if they ask you what kind of data transformation you did, where did you do it? I did it in Power Query Editor. Apart from this, in SQL also we did it. That I will explain you at the time of SQL query. Okay. Look here, this is the one I loaded it here, sales W04. Okay, fine, it is being loaded. And we can see the profiling enabled here, right? Since I enable under view ribbon, I enable everything. I don't need all the things, column distribution, I just disabled it. And then column profile is also not good. Column quality is more than sufficient. We can see some empty values are there. Okay, fine. Is there any way I can find out the duplicate values? You can click on the column distribution. Okay, and if you, so this one I did not tell you. Okay, so if you keep the cursor on top of this distribution, you will find something distinct, unique. Remove duplicates. 3 dots are there. These 3 dots are called ellipse. I click on this, it will give you a lot of options. You want to keep duplicates, want to remove duplicates, but it is not good idea to remove the duplicates here unless you are very familiar with this data. Okay, fine. What we will do is I'll click on the home ribbon. In the home ribbon, you will find something like keep rows and remove rows. We are going to explore this and we'll spend some time with this two options, with these two options. Okay. I'm going to click on keep rows. Next to that, so there is something, this drop down, right? I'm going to click on it. There you can see the keep top rows, bottom row, and keep duplicates. If I click on this, okay, and it gives me any duplicate across the entire data set. Look here, I have some duplicate records are there. So this one is 3228. Look here, all the values are almost similar, except the record 2 and 3, right? So record number 1 and 4 and 5, all the values are same. It has been duplicated, right? Everything is duplicated. So in that case, what will happen? Since we have the same record, single record got duplicated 2 more times, triple counting will happen, right? I don't want that to happen. So I need to remove it. The first and foremost thing is, before you remove the duplicate, first you check whether you have the duplicate records and data. In that kind of situation, this is very much handy. Keep duplicates. If you click on it, it will show you the duplicate records. Apart from this, null is there that has a blank value. Since null is available in, consistently in these columns, right? It shows this one also duplicate records. In one go, we can remove these duplicate records. How we can do that? Remove rows. Go here. Remove duplicates. Remove rows containing duplicate values in the currently selected columns. Okay, what I will do is I'm going to select all the columns. Control A. Press Control A. Make sure that you are selecting Control A. Okay, and then here remove duplicates. I'm going to click on remove duplicates. I'll remove all these duplicate values, but it will retain one record. Okay, it removes only the duplicate records, not the the original record. Okay, of the duplicate, it will retain one copy. Okay, one version. Okay, fine, because we need at least of the duplicate, we need at least one record, right? If you remove everything, you are gone. So that is what I'm trying to say. Okay, null. But again, this is a null record. It did a good job. But the second one, if you scroll towards the end, till the end, if you look at each and every column, you don't see any value at all here. Then we need to remove the blank rows also. I just go and check, do you have remove blank rows? Yes, click on it, remove blank rows. Now null also gone. Now null rows also have gone, right? So now what I do is I just see these two are helpful to see this step, right? I just go back to the previous step. See on the right side, just beneath this applied steps, you can see what are the steps that we carried out. Okay, so here we remove the blank rows, fine. So what I do is I just undo this. Again, I'm going to undo this. So in this step is basically to check, do we have any duplicate records in our data set? Yes, we have duplicate records. How many records? This many number of records. Okay, first and foremost, so this is a step you need to follow. Okay, in step one, what we will do is we'll go and check how many number of records are there in this data set. For that, click on the transform and then use true. Sorry, not this one, the count rows. How many records are there? 25,004. Total number of records. Next one, we need to, undo this step. So we have seen it, right? Why do we need this step? Click on the cross mark and this step will go away because we want to see the data, right? We want to see the data. We want to see the data. In 1 second, I will just next one is we noted down the total number of records were 25,004. And the next step is what is the next step? Next step. Okay, do we have any duplicate records? How many duplicate records? How do you find out that? We have something to keep duplicates. Go and check it. Here we can see that duplicate records are there. How many? So not this one, right? This one, 2. And here 1, 3 records are there. If I remove duplicate records out of this one, 3 records, minus 3, how much you will have? 25,001. So now this one helped me to find out, do we have really duplicate records? Yes. Now this job is over, you close it. Next, I'm going to see, do we have any option to check blank values? We don't see any option to check blank values here, right? And but though he has given column wise blank, right? Yeah, they could have given it here also, ideally, right? Instead of looking at each and every column, it's painful thing. Ideally, they could have given keep blank rows here, right? So that we can check how many blank values are there. Okay, but here they've given remove blank rows, but there they did not give it, right? Before you remove any record, you should visualize it, right? For example, duplicate records are there. Remove duplicate records, fine. First of all, do I have remove duplicate record or not? Yes. How many number of records have duplicates? 3, right? And what is the total number of records? Out of this, if I subtract 3, 25,000 should come. Similarly, how many blank values are there? If I have one blank value, it should show there, right? It is not there. So if I remove the blank values, 25,000, it will come. Number of records, okay? This is only for exploration purpose. This is for the final action. Okay, here what I do is I'm going to remove the blank rows. After removing the blank rows, we will go and check how many number of records, count rows. This is the step you need to follow. 25,002. Okay, 25,002. Okay, fine. And this is enough. So now this is for our verification. We clicked on it. Now I'm going to close it. Okay. The next step is this one, and remove duplicates. Okay, I just go here, remove rows and remove duplicates. Now you need to check after removing the duplicate, how many number of records are there. See, in this case, we are dealing with list number of records. In real time, you need to make a note of this. Okay, this is very important. Count rows, 25,000. Very good, right? So after removing the 3 duplicate records, you will end up 25,001. Out of the 25,001 record is a blank record. Now it is correct. So I'll write it here. Okay. This is your duplicate, 3 duplicates, right? After subtracting the duplicates, out of the 25,000, 25,001. One blank record is there. After removing the blank record, one blank record. Okay. After removing duplicates and a blank record, you will end up, you need to have 25. It's correct. It is doing correct job. Okay, what is the next step? Yes, we are done. Now we check 25,000 records are there. It did a good job. So this step is just for our understanding. Hence, I'm going to click on it. We need the original data, right? After removing the duplicates and remove blank, this is where. So hence, I'm going. I undid the last task, like count rows. Got it? So this is how we do the. So here remove unwanted columns. This is, we don't need it. So going back to this one, keep rows, and we explored so far we explored about keep duplicates. That's all, right? Rest of them we'll explore it, and remove rows. We explored how to remove duplicate records, how to remove blank rows so far. Okay. And next one is keep top rows. I'm going to click on it. Sometimes what will happen is you want to explore only the top 10 records or so, right? Let's say you have 1 million records or there, or 25 million records. You just want to view only the top 1,000 records or top 100 records. Let's say top 10 records, you want to see it. So display the top 10 records from the top. Okay. Okay, you just scroll towards the right side and you can see the quality of the data. Everything is good. What values are there in each column? You can check it out. You might be asking this, and why the hell should I type, keep rows 10 or 20? Because you cannot, use the entire data. If you do the filtering with this kind of thing, the performance will be faster. If you have 25 million records, if you scroll down and scroll towards the right side, left side, takes longer time. It requires more memory in the system, right? So what you do is, you can, in the real world scenario, what you do, select 1,000 records, and then with that 1,000 records, you do some data visualization and see how the visualization shows how many categories are there, all the things you can explore. This is only for the keep rows is meant for only for exploration purpose. Okay. Sometimes you might think, oh, I wanted to explore top 15 records. Mistakenly, I've given 10. So what you do is, don't worry. Here, click on next to this task on the right side. You click on this, the engine icon. Okay. This is the wheel icon. Here you can give top 15 records. Okay. Click on OK. Look here, top 15 record it gives me. Okay. You can modify it here. Whatever the thing that you mentioned, right? You can modify it here. Okay, good. Fine. So next one is after exploration, I understood, okay, the data seems to be good. As part of this one, right? Why should I do top 10 records? Only I should select. Why should I? That will help you to, by looking at the smaller data, you can find out quickly, right? Some data. Instead of looking at huge data, you can see that the postal code, a lot of missing values are there. And then you can see that here also, you can find out in category how many categories are there quickly. Yeah, 3 categories are there. Okay, fine. Since let's say in this case you have selected 1,000 rows, you just think that way. Okay, definitely the 1,000 rows will will almost contain all the categories, right? So you'll get a quick idea how many categories are there, and you might be asking this question. So in this case of category, you might be saying, sir, in this case, it is fine. This, the column distribution, right? If I enable this one, here it shows how many, categories in total they are selling it. We can find out. So then what other purpose are we using it? Still, you will get more idea here, right? You will get whether you have blank values or any duplicate records, you can find out here. But duplicate records, that one helps. But any blank values, this is the one will help you. Okay, do we have? See, importantly, there are some columns you are not supposed to have any blank values. A simple example is the quantity column should not have any blank values, right? That means the quality of the data is not good. Instead of loading the entire data, or instead of playing around with the report, better you can tell the customer, boss, this column I could see a lot of missing values are there, close to 30% missing values there or there. It is your responsibility. Please go ahead and fix it and give me the good data. If they say, no, you go ahead with whatever you have it, then you need to make sure that keeping an email proof, tell them, as we discussed, we have 25% of missing values found in quantity. Since you are okay for us to, since you are okay, since you are okay with us to go ahead and create the report, we created it. Okay. So in that way, everything is pretty clear. Okay. In the status call, they will ask you, you can tell them, these are the issues, all the things. By exploring this, the data at a high level, you can know sometimes what will happen. Explore the top 15 records, you found some issue in the postal code, missing values are there. Okay. Any other column, do we have missing values? Nothing. Okay. I just go back to home and can I see the bottom 10 or 15 rows? Yes. Let's say I'm going to say 15. So keep bottom 15 rows. In this case, I'm going to click on OK. Last 15 rows of this data set, what values are there? You can look at here. Okay. The here no, and everything seems to be fine. I think overall this data seems to be good. The quantity column, you have values in it. Sometimes what will happen, you'll have more zeros here. Discount you can have 0, but not here, right? So the shipping cost is something like almost same here, right? Almost all the values are same. This raises some questions, right? The shipping cost for 15 rows remains same, though the order priority differs, right? And you say maybe it depends on the shipping mode. Okay, you can check the shipping mode also. We don't have ship mode here, right? Okay, shipping cost. Okay, we don't have shipping mode. And if you want to search a column, you can go to the view here. Instead of scrolling toward the left and right, go to column, go to view ribbon. You will find something like this. And here you will find, ship mode is there, right? Yeah. Ship mode is there. What you do is, in that case, you can drag and drop the columns also. What you do is you can just drag and next to the shipping cost. So this is how you need to do data analytics. Okay. Not from the, this is from the business point of view. Okay. The data profiling is for technical purpose. This is for our technical come domain knowledge also should have it. Okay. And here the ship mode, there is the shipping cost. I just move this somewhere here. You can keep this something instead of moving it one after other, right? Can keep this keep dragging it. Shipping cost. Yeah, next to the shipping cost, where it is here. Oh my God. I should have dropped it there. Yeah, I just drop it here. Shipping cost. Still, it is not next to that. Shipping cost is there, and shipping mode had gone somewhere, right? Yeah, it is there here only. It was not dropped properly. Okay, what we'll do is we will do it, little by little. And if you put it here, you will get to know that. You need to organize your columns. You understood, right? How to organize the columns also. You can drag the columns also. That is possible here. If you see here 8.2 to standard class, but here you can see the standard class 8.2. There is some kind of, thing, something is going on. Or is it based on some business rule or based on the product? Because certain products, even within the standard class, the shipping cost will differ based on the weight also, right? Weight of the product, many factors. But still you can raise some questions. Are they correct or not, right? Fine. Okay. So this is the thing. So now we have explored everything. Everything seems to be good. Okay. Then if you have any questions like that, you can ask them. There is nothing wrong. The standard class, we can see that for so-and-so order and for so-and-so thing, we can see something like the shipping cost system. Is that correct for all the records? But there are some records. I could see the 8.23. But it may be right. Yeah, this one is a odd man, one odd man out. We can see that. So almost all of them are same. Maybe it is correct. But here the second class is 8.23 and standard class is 8.3. Is this correct or not? You can check with them. Okay. But here almost all of them are say medium high, right? Give me a second. Somebody is calling. One second. I'll just call you back. How to perform the common transformations, right? With these options. This is so much handy to look at the high level, right? So how many number of, this is only for exploration purpose, okay? And this is, next one is the bottom rows. You understood, I want to view the last 20 records or 100 records. Top 100 records only, I would say, bottom 100 records. And based on which we'll decide, okay, almost all the data seems to be good, right? If the first 100 records itself, you find a lot of issues, then there is something wrong with the data, okay? You need to go back and tell them, boss, important columns like quantity, price, these columns are missing values. Next one is the keep range of rows. Here you have another flexibility. So if I can see only the top 10 rows, bottom 10 rows, or bottom 100 rows, or top 100 rows, so sometimes, right, that alone not sufficient. Is there any possibility that I can randomly check in between? Right. For example, that is why they given the range rows. Keep rows, keep range of rows. For example, here, if I first rows, for example, in the 10th row, from the 10th row, I want to keep, remaining 20 records. Okay. 10th to 20th record, you keep it. So 10th is IN 2011. Okay. 10th to 20th records, and you keep it. Likewise, you can randomly view the data also. Okay, 10 to 20. Okay, we here. Okay. What I did, I selected only last kept rows. So that's the reason why, if you want to explore, right, you need to make sure that you are performing an exploration on the entire data. Okay, so this is the one. Don't do a further exploration with the kept rows. Okay, so that's why I undid these two steps. You watch my video. Okay. Keep range of rows. Now, if I go here, start from 10th row to 25th rows, whatever records are there, you take only that one. Look here, it shows that one only, right? 20. I will undo this one for you to verify this. I know what you are thinking. So now I got back my original data. Original data in the sense, we removed a column, all the things, right? Yeah. So this is my original data. After removing the duplicate records, after removing the blank records, after removing the irrelevant column. Okay, now what I do is I will explain you one more time. Keep a range of rows. For example, I'm going to sixth record to 11th record, you keep it. So what is the sixth record? IN2013-42360. And then 11th record is CA2011. Okay. And 6th to 11th rows. 6 rows. And number of rows, we can see how much. 3, 4, 5, right? 6. Look here, CA2011, IN2013. Likewise, you can. So now I explore it. I want to explore. See, I want to explore top 10 rows or top 200 rows, bottom 200 rows. In between also, I want to explore it. You can give, in between randomly check it, right? Because the volume of the data is, let's say you have 25 million records are there. In that case, you can check it. Okay. Because when the customer asks, did you explore the entry data? How did you explore it? So I explored the top 100 records, bottom 100. In between also, I explored it. Okay, that's all. And what else? We have keep errors. You can just select it and see, do you have any? Nothing. Okay, you can undo this. Very good. Next one is remove rows. So similarly, remove top rows. You can go here. If you want to remove only the top records, you can remove it. For example, in your top record, first record, you have blank value. In that way, you can go here and remove it. Other option is remove blank rows. That itself takes care of it. Okay, in that case, if the remove blank rows takes care of removing the record, why should I use top rows? So sometimes what will happen is, you might find the first 5 records or useless record, right? Like we have removed the useless column row.id. You find some, useless rows. Like useless column, you can also remove the useless rows. Okay, click on OK. How do I know it's a useless? You need to have a look at the data. For example, if the data has some blank values or some junk values, or sometimes customer would have told you, so first 3 records you can remove, it is not required. Okay, in that case, upon their confirmation, you go and remove the top rows, remove bottom rows. Sometimes for analytical purpose, we don't want to use the entire data. They want us to test quickly. They want you to test something. Okay, functionality or something like that, whether this visual can be, can work or not, custom visual or something, right? In that case, you don't have to use the entire data. What you do is you can either keep top 1000 records. I want to use only top 1000 records. With that, I will go and check the custom visual, which is an advanced thing. I will check it. Functionality checking. To check the functionality, why you need to have the 25 million records, isn't it? That takes a lot of time. Whether it is working or not, you need to test it out. For that purpose, you can select only you can remove the certain records. Okay, remove top 1000 rows, remove bottom alternate rows, the same as, the keep range of rows, right? Same as this one, alternate rows, remove duplicates, already you've seen this one. Remove rows in case of any errors or that you can remove it. But make sure that before you remove error or blank rows, you need to explore it. You check, do you have any errors? Do you have any duplicates? If it is there, you just take a copy of it. Okay, you take a copy of it and then you share it with customer. Okay, they will ask you later, can you show me the duplicate records? I want to see that. In that case, you need to take a screenshot or select the records, and then you can put it in a Excel file or something. You can share it with them. Okay, but here you cannot directly export the data to some Excel file or something like that. Okay, that is one drawback even in the new version. Okay, after you clean the data, you want to store it in some Excel file, that is not possible here. But you can select all the columns using Control A. Okay, and then you cannot unselect it, right? You cannot unselect it, but you can do select all. If you want to unselect, select any one of the column. Okay, for example, you mistakenly unselected all. You want to undo that, click on any one of the column, it will get unselected. Okay, but thing is, you cannot save as or export it as Excel file or something. That is one limitation with this one. That's all. Okay, now we have explored what is keep rows and remove rows. Okay, this is mainly for exploration purpose. Before you do anything, you just explore it and then note down the numbers, and then like I have shown, right? Okay, how many duplicate records? Okay, after removing the duplicate, does it shows the correct number of records? Yes. Then you are good. You are not missing any of the records. Missing the record also cause problem. Duplicate records cause problem. Exist mistakenly if you delete a record, right? Correct record, if you delete it, that is also dangerous. That is the reason why you explore it, note down the number, like I said here, right? Note down, and then you need to check it thoroughly, that one, okay? Fine. What other thing that I can do it with Power Query Editor? Yes, what we will do is I'm going to use some other data set. So now I'm in Power Query Editor. Here also you can load the data. Click on New Source. And here what I do is I'll click on Excel workbook, and here I'm going to select something called expense.xlsx. Open it. And I'm going to select this because I know in this Excel file, in the file, this is the sheet I need to work on it. I selected this, I hit OK. This is my Excel file.